All right, episode fucking 31. We're fucking back with 2 guests.
Oh,
Yay.
we've almost caught up to my age in episodes.
Same.
We've surpassed Karina's age.
Oh God.
Yes, 30.
30.
30 and flirty.
Same.
God, who do we have today?
I don't know. Who is it?
I don't know. Is this the strongest couple in? Is this the strongest couple in Canardia?
You know what? Listen, probably by dots. Or sorry, not by dots, by total. I would assume.
Well, in powerlifting,
That's fucking dumb anyway.
In powerlifting,
agreed.
Yes, but you have
In powerlifting.
Maxime Boudreau and Sam Bellyvoo and Strongman.
Yeah,
out on
and
the
they're
East
a little
Coast.
better.
Listen, we don't count those. We don't count those sports either.
All right.
Then yes,
Powerlifting,
yes,
then
we are.
yeah, I think so.
Well,
Yeah.
because those are
Faith in
legit
me on that,
sports.
but-
Powerlifting's just a hobby. So,
It is.
the strongest couple in Canardia in powerlifting, and nobody gives a shit about dots. Listen, we're gonna eventually one day come out with a shirt that says "Make Totals Great Again," because dots are fucking gay. Nobody cares about dots.
Yeah, we're all pretty heavy. I think we can agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. I don't think. Yeah, we're all pretty hefty. So
We're here for the totals, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
That
we're
is
for
true.
the totals.
That is true. So down there, if this is the way the screen works, is my lovely wife and better half of our coaching team,
I'm up
Zottl
here.
Tremblay. Oh, you're up here? Somewhere around here, or maybe over
She's
there.
down here. She's down
Yeah,
here for
I'm
me.
up here.
That's Helene Tremblay, soon to be 300-pound bencher.
Yes.
Yeah, she's coming
Close
for
to
it.
it.
I believe #1 bench in her weight class in Canada right now.
In 181, yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
Hell
so that's
yeah.
her. Soon to be Mrs. Zottl
Yeah.
next year.
Mrs. Zottl.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? You guys didn't actually go to the courts and do it yet?
No.
No.
Okay, I thought that.
Soon.
Okay, you guys just been engaged for fucking. Oh my God, your guys' engagement has been
Yeah.
longer than your
Just
relationship.
wait. A year next week.
I love
The
that.
26th, I think. I'm really
Yes,
bad for that, actually. I'm a bad
I
girl.
remember
I
that.
should know that, but I'm like, I don't give a shit. It's been a year.
And Mr. Zottl,
And who are you, sir?
Me? Wow.
who are you?
Well, Isla calls him Mr. Canada.
Yeah. Hussam called me the King of the North because I banged him too.
It stuck.
Yeah, Justin Zottl, 2298 total, so strongest powerlifter Canada's ever seen.
Ooh, Canadian land. Out here with some strong motherfuckers.
Only a few.
Yeah. We have a
Not
very,
many compared to the States.
yeah, we have a
I
very
need to
small,
know, Justin.
very small community up here.
How,
very small.
How angering is it that you were 2 pounds away from a 2300?
Not at all. Not at
No.
all. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I've been through hell and back trying to get that record, and when I pulled it on my opener, I was like, it was like anticlimactic because I was like, I know I got this, but it was also like, holy shit, like here it is, you know?
Because the
So,
previous record was 10:22.5, right?
yeah, which in freedom weights is 22,
Freedom,
48
yeah,
or 56.
We
Yeah,
do freedom.
So he took
Yeah.
it by 2.5 kilos on his opener. So 10.25 kilos. And then his second pull was a PR at 8:10. So that's why we didn't go the extra 2.5 kilos. We just took the PR instead of just shooting for the 2300. Like, because that was on his second, missed his third, got a little too fired up, but who fucking cares at that point? You're already the best. So,
I was the right amount of fired up. I just missed it.
okay,
Dude.
all right.
I fucking love how hype and like psycho angry you are on the platform because I am that way.
Yeah.
And I did not realize it until I was fucking head judge for you on bench. And you're like snarling and shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a lot better. It's a lot better than it used to be. Like I know Garrett spoke about it on the stream. Like in the past, like I was just like that was me calm. That whole day, that was me very calm
That's
in
the
comparison to what I
dialed
usually
back.
am.
It's all
Like
right.
I'm usually like sitting in the back with a towel over my head, like hitting a wall for a while. And this time I was like cool, chit chatting with people, getting mad at Chad Penson for opening 2.5 kilos. I really knew on everything. I'm like, you're making me the fat guy or the fat friend in the girl group. Like, I'm Doris, right? Because here I come at 310 pounds, and here's Chad Penson at half my body weight lifting more than me, just making you look better. I'm like, could you fuck off, please?
Imagine winning the meet on your fucking openers. Fuck you, Chad.
Dick.
Must be nice.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
So where does this anger come from? Like, do you like think about shit? Like, do you have like demons? You know, like everyone
I
hates
used
when
to
they say
like I
that.
used to really like tap into like the whole like George Lehman mentality where like I would literally like sit there and like in my head like I'd run through like dead relatives and like I just want to see them again like real bad because I miss them and I didn't really address it when I was younger. But what happens is like whether you get it or not, you're like fucked for like 2 months after. Like it's specifically if you miss, like you're really messed up. So now like with Joe, like Joe used to kind of be like that. So he kind of taught me to like, okay, calm down, like close your eyes, walk through what you're supposed to do, and get fired up for the lift. Right? Like
That
get fired
part.
up to go do what you're supposed to do, go be a professional, do what you're supposed to do, and go after it. And I was good the whole time. I was firing up the crowd, all that sort of stuff. But if you notice, like when I approached the bar, when I put my hands on the bar, it was calm. Like that noise shut off. And then on my last deadlift, you can see me shut my eyes as I'm approaching it. What you can't hear on the live stream is when Hussam like called me the king of the north. And that's when my eyes rolled back. And that's when I lost my ever loving shit. And like basically everybody on the team knew right then I was going to fail the lift because it was like, I'm not going to hold my position. That's exactly what happened. So like now it's like I'm a lot more in it. Like I'm a lot more in my cues and all that sort of stuff, which is great. And it's good too, because like I'm so calm now. Like sorry, Karina, but I didn't listen to a command you said the whole time. I didn't hear you say press or rack or start. I just like lifted my own standard. And on the third one, I had a little bit of a bicep issue that caused me to drop it before you said start. I'm like, maybe I can squeak this out. I'll trick her. But I was like, no, I was too late at that point. I was flat out. But yeah, I just lift to what I'm supposed to lift at. And if I get it, I'm fired up because I busted my ass to get there.
Hell yeah. What were your numbers in freedom units at that meet at the American Pro?
So I opened at a PR, which I think was 892. I went to 920 and blew it the hell up. But the difficulty on my 920 squat was just how bad the bar was beating my ass. Like that kabuki bar, like it rotates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it rolls.
Yeah. Whereas like the Rogue and the Cerberus one, which I love the Cerberus squat bar, useful Zottl to check out. When you pull it in, it just bounces up and down, so you can really hold it.
Yep.
Or this one, you can't hold it because it's trying to pull you forward. So if you watch the speed difference between my first and my second on the eccentric, it's night and day. Like it looks like two different squats. So they wanted to go up a little bit heavier than I was like, I don't even know if I can do 940 with this bar. It's beating the shit out of me. But like once again, like having my team there, Joe, Matt, Alen, just all sit there and be like, you're fine, calm down. Just you know what you're supposed to do. Get through it. We put 953 on the bar. And like it felt really good. Like I didn't even feel the weight on my back, to be honest. About 3/4 of the way up, I'm like, this is rather hard. And I lock it out. And I know I squat beyond depth, so I'm like, I'm not turning around to wait for no damn judges. I know I got this shit. I benched 535, I think, which was a bit of a disappointment, to be honest. In the off season, my numbers were tracking much better than that. But just between the amount of traveling we did with our business before the meet, getting sick, it just kind of hampered my prep in that regard. And same with my deadlift. Like I had pulled 795 for a triple in training, and I pulled 810 on the day. Right. So obviously there's room for improvement, but it was also my first meet with Joe. So going into there, having my squat go as perfect as it did, and then watching my 2.5 kilos on either side of my bench and my deadlift PR go up the way it did, it's like, holy shit, like we're onto something here. Right.
Wait, so you're telling me your squat specialist coach made your squat great?
He added a whole 132 pounds on my total since Joe's class.
Hell yeah.
Weird. He's only the pound for pound best squatter in the fucking planet.
Yeah. Shut up, Joe.
Oddly enough, all my clients' benches seem to be going up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having the same issue. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Like deadlifting is the best, honestly. I think deadlifting is great.
Get out of here.
Brandon's turning me into a fucking squat guy.
Good.
Like my squat, my squat blew the fuck up. Weird. Like it's like the squat specialist again will blow up your squat. Crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
I'm sure Alen, all of her clients bench really well.
Who fucking
we got a couple of nasty benchers. Like we have two very different like coaching styles. So like I was athletic growing up, so we could get into that a little bit later. Whereas Len wasn't
at all.
I think that's the right way to say it. So we have two different like approaches to things.
That's a very nice way.
We have two different approaches to things. So it's really cool. Like we have one client out west, Sarah, and when she came to us, what was her bench?
I think she hit like 230 in the gym, maybe.
Right, and within a year, she benched 275, and like she totaled 1,300 pounds
At a lower body weight.
At a lower body weight.
Yeah.
And like that's all her. Like we got a junior in the IPF. He benched he's benching 410, 418 at 105 body weight. We got Matt. He's.
I was like,
kilos.
Yeah.
You can't mix
like-
those.
I was like,
400 at 100 weight.
Imagine.
Hold on.
I almost just shit my pants. Like,
Sorry,
how is
freedom
that
units.
possible?
It's like, how have we never heard of this kid?
264?
Cap.
264.
Cap.
Right.
105 would be like
230.
230.
Oh yes, 230.
Don't
Yeah,
ask him kilo conversions.
Yeah, I have an app for that. My phone's being used. So,
You guys use kilos like every day, yeah?
well, yeah. The reason why we use it is because like I've seen firsthand how, like, for instance, like with sumo pullers, right? They'll go to like we have like Good Lifes up here. I don't know what that be down there for you guys, but just a generic gym, right? And they're in that gym and they're pulling on these plates. Specifically, if they're good at pulling slack, and they're like, oh wow, I'm pulling 700 in the gym. I should be good for my meet. Well, when you put on kilo plates, all of a sudden that slack doesn't get pulled the same amount, so their start position is completely different. They lose 50 pounds on their deadlift. So if I'm gonna use it in a meet, I'm gonna have it with me there.
Yeah.
You know, that's just like I don't even think I touch pound plates, to be honest.
Yeah, like we're outfitted at our gym here with, you know, every bar you could think of and full kilo plates, whatever rack, you know, like we're the type of people we'll try to find out in advance what equipment they're using, like
That's
what
smart,
rack they're going to be using. Well, yeah, absolutely.
Well, it kicked me in the ass this year, and then I was lucky enough to be able to actually pass some information along to some of my stronger clients, because when we went to the Ghost Clash, they used that Texas squat bar, which has been the granddaddy of squat bars forever, but I guess now it's a little bit whippier. And when I hit the hole with 940, I'm like, I got it. I hit the hole, and that bar shot me forward. I'm like, oh, I don't got it.
Oh,
right.
shit.
And then I stood up and I like shook all the spotters' hands, like, thank you for letting me go home to my daughter. I appreciate you. And I walked off. And then we had a meet September 16th that we coached at. And one of our clients, it was his first meet, and he totaled 2,100 pounds at 275. And he hit the hole on his second squat. And we had talked about it before, but he hit the hole and he just flew forward. Same thing I did.
Yeah, I tried to run into the crowd with 804.
Yeah, I don't know why he was so angry.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And it was a combo.
Not in a mono. It was in a combo as well.
Oh,
so it's
fuck.
like,
So he took the combo out.
legit tried to fuck it. Like he.
No, he hit the combo, but the spotters grabbed him. Like we have really good spotters. Like we have.
Thank God.
But like if they weren't on it, he would have been in the crowd.
Yeah.
That was the IPF spotting crew. The head judge be deceased, so maybe hold a memorial meet for them.
Actually, Garrett was there. I think he was just trying to fucking throw the bar at Garrett. So.
I mean,
nobody would be upset at him.
And he was the weekend after,
no comment.
that was the weekend before Nationals. So
yeah, Garrett's always been super great to us. He's always been very nice. I don't know why he likes me so much, but I appreciate it because I don't want to be on his bad side.
no, I will not say anything about it. But yeah.
Quick commercial break.
I love Garrett as a person.
I know, a word from our side.
And that's where we'll keep it. As a homie that I meet at the that I'll go meet at the pool halls and stuff, I love Garrett.
Yeah.
I almost beat him at a game of pool, and he was not impressed because I'm terrible at pool. But he all came back and just destroyed me. But I reminded him I was one ball away from beating him, and he didn't like it. He's like, I have my cue. I'm like, neither did I.
I'm a horrible pool player. I can't play pool for shit.
I
don't
even remember the last time I
bowling where you have to
played
get
pool.
drunk to get
I
good at it.
avoid it at all costs. I avoid anything I'm not good at.
I haven't played it in fucking years, man. I'm not gonna fucking play no goddamn pool. Fucking, I find my big ass bending over a fucking table and shit. No.
Yeah, seriously.
No, that's not happening.
It'd be a good counterbalance.
I'm not autistic enough to be good at pool.
I'm plenty autistic and I suck at pool.
That's just you're on the different part of the spectrum, man. It's fine.
Fucking clearly.
There was a guy who posted and it was like, to make like all great powerlifters use steroids and have some form of autism. We've given lots of people steroids, but have we tried giving anyone autism?
Autism doping? Is that the next thing?
Look, I'm pretty great at powerlifting, and I'm not at all autistic.
Well, maybe if we gave you some.
You know.
If we gave you some, you'd be better.
Is it contagious?
All right.
Can you give? What? Is it a gift? Is this like, hey, for Christmas?
I mean, I gave it to my son, so it's
The gift that keeps on giving, Chris.
it's a hereditary gift that comes from the father, so that's
Great.
My dad just gave me a bunch of trauma, dude, so I guess consider your kids lucky. I don't know.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
He's only 5. We got time.
Yeah, fair.
We got
Autism's
time.
cool now.
I need to start hitting him more. So I don't know. That's a joke, FBI. I don't beat my child.
For legal reasons, this entire conversation is a joke.
When I was younger, my mom. So I'm adopted, right? And my mom used to run these horse. I grew up on a horse farm, so she used to run these like camps for like the youth and the Children's Aid Society, which we have up here. And there was one day she's like, Justin, you got upstairs and clean your room before I whip your ass. And like 3 days later, there was a knock at the door from Child Protective Services because one of the kids like snitched. And they're like, do you know why we're here? I'm like, is it because my mom beats me? And they're like, yeah. She's like, she doesn't beat me.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah, listen.
oh, you got fake beat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
listen. You have to like be careful with that shit, though. I'll tell.
Oh my God, it's so true.
I'll tell Sophia stuff like I'll be like, Sophia, you better be fucking good at school, okay? And she goes, yeah. I'm like, you know what's gonna happen? She goes, oh, you'll break my legs. I'm like, oh, I'll break your fucking legs, okay?
Nice.
I'm like, but don't ever tell your teachers I said that because they might actually take you.
That's so funny.
My kid just sounds like he's getting murdered all day long right now playing fucking Fortnite.
But
Oh, Justin knows all about that.
Bro,
Justin's a big ass.
I'm surprised the cops haven't shown up yet. The way that he screams.
no,
It's
yeah.
literally us every night.
Hey!
Yeah, we got like a rolling squad of like 8 to 9 powerlifters that
Oh,
just
it's
get
more than
on
that.
every night and play.
Oh,
But
We are grown adults. We
As-
are like
as good as
chronological
I am at
adults playing
powerlifting,
Fortnite.
I'm equally trash at Fortnite. I am
Listen.
a liability. I'm the one to go find a plane and just leave the team and die. And now they didn't save me.
Listen, Karina is the minority in powerlifting because she's a fucking bro that likes sports. Whereas in like every other elite powerlifter is a fucking uber nerd or a
Oh,
weeb.
yeah.
I have -5 level nerd in me. I have 0 nerd. Like when Chris and I got the fusion raccoon tattoos, and some people were DMing me and they're like, oh, they're doing the fusion. I was like, I don't know. And Chris, I'm like, Chris, is this the fusion? He's like, yeah.
Oh my god.
And then I'd be like, apparently it's the fusion.
What's that? What's a
The
fusion?
Dragon Ball Z fusion dance.
I didn't know either.
I've never watched an episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, I'm
I
not
know.
the nerdiest in the group. Oh,
Yeah,
I think so.
What a surprise! That's every group you're in.
it's the
Chris
Dragon
goes to
Ball Z
Comic
fusion.
Con and people are
Yeah, I
asking
didn't know
me
what that
to
is
with
either.
him.
Oh, is it the thing with the thing and the?
Yeah, the thing
Okay.
and the fingers.
Is that the
and-
Tommy
Yeah.
Tommy Haw thing? Is that right? Did I butcher that? How bad was that?
It's a they dance and they touch
It's
their
it,
little
and they
fingers.
touch.
Oh,
They
this
touch
is-
fingies.
Yeah.
And they fuse. And so me and Karina will fuse into a. We both have great squats, but we'll fuse into a powerlifter that has a great deadlift and bench. So John Hack.
Can you see it?
Oh, okay, that's cute. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
We like
we fuse.
raccoons.
So we just
Same.
we just fuse into Dan Bell.
I wish, man.
Combined body weight, probably.
Yeah.
That's I mean, honestly though, he's so large.
Yeah, he's. You know what?
He's
That's
so big, dude.
that's another reason. Like for me, like we've all been through like peaks and valleys in the sport, right? And like there's been many times where I'm like, hey, this is the last one for me. I'm walking away, right? So to give you an example, at the first Ghost Clash, I was planning on showing up, doing the meet, and then never lifting again. I gone through some pretty shitty life stuff, but Dan had got me into the meet, and I'm like, hey, like I've known Dan since 2015. He's been on me like when I was using too much shit. He was the one to like message me and be like, hey, cut your shit, right? And so, I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm going to go. And when I went there in the back room, it was one of those, it was like the same thing like the pro this year. It was like everybody was just there to help each other out. There was 15 Mexican standoffs with dudes in knee wraps. You're like, no, you squat first. No, you squat first. Right? And it's like, what the fuck? Just somebody squat, please. My knees are going to fall off, right? And after that meet, I went back and I looked at some of my warm-up films. I didn't even register at the moment, but it was Shane Haller, Dan Bell, and Pat McGuire spotting every one of my lifts.
Oh, shit.
And I'm not sure if it's because Dan knew what was going on in my life at the time. I'm not sure if he had told them or something. But like when I left, I'm like, all right, I got to keep coming down to the States because this is what powerlifting is. This is a community of dudes and chicks that just want to lift heavy weight, be supportive, run it back over and over and over again. And if you beat me, I don't give a shit because I tried my hardest, right? Like obviously I want to win, but I'm also like, if Jesus Christ walks through the front fucking door, I'm not going to lift more weight.
Yeah.
And that was just one of those cool experiences where it was like, holy shit, like, okay, I still belong here despite everything. Right.
Yeah.
And like Dan Bell's, he's been super great to me for all these years. I've ever messaged him with a question. He always gives me an answer. I rarely listen because I just want to hear what I want to hear.
Shocking. A man who doesn't listen.
Yeah. Quiet, lady.
Hey, shut your mouth.
But
I listen often.
Yeah, because you're my sugar baby.
Yes.
You don't have a choice.
I just listen, man. I just get on. But Justin messaged me earlier and goes, yeah, like, I think me and Elena are both gonna get on a different computer. I was like, listen, dude, awesome. You need to message Karina. I just talk shit, man. She just tells me to. I don't have anything to do with anything. Karina tells me to show up, and I do. I'm like, why are you asking me questions?
I'm like, hey, you have a flight tomorrow. Don't forget. Oh yeah, thanks. I'm like, make sure you pack. Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, yep. I live with this.
So
like,
we
this
leave
is not
the
even
house.
my boyfriend.
We leave the house in 6 hours. I haven't packed a damn thing yet.
I have,
right? That sounds about right.
And I've packed most of his.
Oh, let me ask. Okay, all right. We need to figure this. Justin, when you go on a 5-day trip, how much do you pack for 5 days?
Too much.
He's overpacking.
What if I shit myself 3 times every day?
That part.
Are you an overpacker as well?
Yes, especially for powerlifting meets. Like I remember at Ghost this year, I brought 4 pairs of shoes, 2 belts, 3 singlets, like 3 pairs of knee wraps, like everything. And they're all just laughing as I'm pulling stuff out. And have you seen the Cerberus, like the big Cerberus duffel bag?
Yeah.
Like you could rent that out in New York City for $3,000 a month. Okay, like if like I could put you in the bag, Chris, zip it up and carry you around. Okay.
Yeah.
And that thing was full to the brim. So yes, I bring everything, but I always forget one thing that I needed.
I always forget one thing, but when I pack for a trip, I pack 5 pairs of chonies because I'm going to be gone for 5 days. I don't plan on shitting myself. If I do,
but nobody plans on it.
Must be nice to have control of your bowels.
Yeah.
We're going to Cuba, man. I don't trust.
You never shit yourself?
But to be fair, he always flies on fucking Spirit, so he has to be able to only pack a backpack.
Hey, we've played that game many times. I feel that.
Dude, I just did it this weekend.
Did you judge day 2 at the pro this year?
Am I?
Did you judge?
Oh yeah, I judged all 3 days.
Okay, so do you remember Alex Charchuk? He was in sleeves, bald, ripped to hell. He has one eye that's a little bit damaged.
Oh, just jacked as fuck.
Super jacked.
Yeah, super
jacked as fucked.
Was he morning or prime?
Prime.
He was prime. He's built like a Herbie.
Yeah.
Probably.
So anyways, this motherfucker shows up with like a normal sized duffel bag, all of his powerlifting equipment in it, everything he needs for a week while he's gone. And it's just like, it's in this, and I'm like, how that gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
That's the size of my toiletries.
I need a backpack for my stuff, and then I need my powerlifting bag just because I got 2 pairs of shoes, a belt. I'll have my singlet. Yeah. The next time I compete, I'll have knee wraps. So
I'll have my duffel bag with all my gym equipment, my suitcase filled to the brim with
clothes.
Nothing that I'm even wearing on the platform. All of that's
100%.
in the duffel bag that I carry on. The suitcase is just for like shenanigans and shit and toiletries. And then I still have a backpack on me as well.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah.
One bag is for psychopaths.
Yeah. I had to take
Sorry,
a
Alex.
tiny little backpack this weekend to Denver because I flew on fucking Peasant Airlines. I mean, Frontier. And they made me
Man.
stuff it in a fucking box in front of everyone to make sure it fit.
Oh no.
Yes, Frontier's cuts when it comes to that. Frontier's like, that's a personal item. It better fucking fit in the personal item, or you swear
way.
to God you're gonna.
I've never had an airline actually check or weigh it. Like your
That's not
carry-on is
true.
supposed to be what, 20 pounds?
Frontier checks everybody. They're cunts.
Man, I was so upset because Ellen's competing in Cincinnati, wherever she is somewhere. Ellen's competing in Cincinnati at the women's pro meet in April, and I'm competing the weekend before, I believe in Miami. And I was like, okay, so we'll drive to Cincinnati, fly from Cincinnati to Miami, fly back, and we'll have our car there, stay in Airbnb, all that sort of stuff. I'm looking at flights, and it's like, round trip flight for $200 from Cincinnati to Miami. I'm like, great. You log into the website and it's like, you have to have a $200 membership and this extra thing, and it ends up being like $700. I'm like, fuck you guys.
Might as well fly down at that point because Delta rocks. What you guys should do instead is just come down and do one of the FQ meets and both of you lift because those meets fuck.
There is a 73% chance we will be at the Fighter Quit 2 meet for whatever the hell it is.
Yes, I'm going to be there. I'll probably be living in Idaho by that time, but I will be in the meet still. Or not in the meet. I'm not competing, but I will be at least coming down to help and shit.
We have one of our natty boys, Cody Shepard, doing the meet, and he's a unit. He's good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the bigger and bigger that our lifters get, unfortunately, the more and more we feel like we have to send them down to the States.
And honestly, not even just that, like just the experience of competing, like no matter where they are, in terms of like being elite lifters or whatever, it's such a fun experience. And just to like travel to compete, like we're adults, we don't have like fucking hockey tournaments or baseball tournaments that you get to travel for anymore. Like it's fun to go compete somewhere else, especially even the big meets. They have the amateur days and like it's a great experience. It's a big stage, you know. It's so we're trying to get more of our lifters because Canada's just really far behind, honestly. Like we've kind of talked about this a little bit, but it's very far behind compared to the States in terms of like obviously just sheer number of lifters. We don't have fucking we have such a small percentage compared to you guys. But
I'm doing a meet in Ontario. It's like a tune-up meet for Ghost, and that will be the first time I've competed at an actually good meet in Ontario since 2017.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, because we are so far behind, like I did a meet, and I say 2017, but I did do nationals. I believe it was 2 years ago, and I walked onto the platform, and then for some reason, my brain said, look at the spotters. And I looked at the spotters, and the 5 of them weighed a combined total of 600 pounds.
Oh boy.
And I made eye contact directly with this one kid, and he shat himself. And so like on the way down to my squat, I'm like thinking about how I'm going to exit this fail rather than come through the squat. I'm like, this is how I die.
This is it.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, I failed. But what ended up happening was my coach at the time kicked the back spotter off. He's like, you're not spotting him, I am. Then I got told by the head judge, well, if you had got the squat, we would have red lighted you because it was your guys on the platform. And I was like, well, you didn't supply proper spotters and loaders. So,
yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Right. So
didn't you do? I thought Justin, you competed in Canada not too long ago, but maybe it was Alen. You did shell shock last year or the year before.
That's
we
now
shell
that's the
shock
other side of the country.
2022 together.
Okay. Oh, you both did. Okay, that's right.
So that was the meet that I say we met at that meet, but we didn't fucking talk at that meet.
He thought I was an asshole.
I did think he was an asshole, and I was right. But he did speak after.
That's okay. You're right. So it was you both, but sorry, Justin, that was before I knew you.
And
that's when Glenn were just homies.
Yeah. So then I competed in Ontario this March. That was actually my best meet to date. That was my first sleeve meet ever.
That was the 290 something bench, right?
Yeah, 292. That's where I hit that.
Yeah. Okay.
That put me.
1 second. Miss puts me on the spot all the damn time. We agreed that she was calling her own numbers. There was no agreement that I was calling her numbers. She gets off the platform after her second one, and she's like, "You call it, I don't care." And walks
What
away.
is this?
That's what you did.
This?
You fucking you pushed me aside and walked to the back.
I didn't say.
And so I'm sitting there like numbers. It was 292 or 297, and in my head I'm like 297 is a stupid ass number. You go 303. Right, if it's one lift, like get the 300-pound bench. But I'm like, but that's 10 pounds heavier.
And then he didn't believe in me, so he only loaded 292, and I smoked it. And so it's fine. It's Justin's fault, but
she got so mad at me on her opener. So because it's a small local meet, like it's everybody's grandma and grandpa there, so they're like doing this. So she walks into her opener. It's like 248.
No, it was 264.
264, and she walks out to it, and nobody's doing shit. So I turn around and I'm like, hey. Make some fucking noise. She benches more than your boyfriend. and all I hear is her leg on the bench just being like, she never makes noise. She was so pissed.
Yeah, so the way Justin is on meet day, I am the polar opposite. I am very quiet, very reserved. There is very little sound that comes out of me on the platform. I'll be really fired up, give a little silly, but not like Justin. Very calm, very, very calm. I'm very cerebral.
I feel like this.
I can't do it. I can't do that. There's
honestly, yeah, man.
Me and Karina act a fucking fool on meet day.
Yeah.
I am like purely powered by rage and my.
I'll use it when I need to, but I'm pretty quiet.
Great.
Yeah. Well, I call it like
quiet.
I call it like my old Muay Thai coach used to talk to me about like just like seeing through my nerves and what I'm supposed to do, and like, yeah, this guy's trying to punch you in the face, but like keep your feet underneath you and get ready to move. But like what I've adapted to now is what I call, it's like you have to like see through the fog, right? It's like the fog's like the crowd, the like, holy shit, this much weight's on the bar, your self-doubt, all that sort of stuff, the pressure from your friends and family being there watching you, and you have to be able to see through that and see your cues. Right? So like as loud as the doubt is, you have to be louder with your cues.
Yeah.
Right? As loud as the crowd is, you have to be louder, right? To be able to hone yourself in. And that's actually one thing she's really good at doing. I'm learning how to be good at it now. But she's much better just like focusing on the task at hand. She has mad wrestling bitch face all day. But beyond that, she's good. But it was actually really cool to see her compete, because I've never really there hasn't been much of that in Ontario for a long time, the province we're in, and to actually see it was actually pretty cool, because she won the meet on her last warm up and deadlift.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like kind of anticlimactic that way, which is why we send so many of our lifters to the States. There is competition.
Yeah,
that
kind of sucked. Like.
Yeah, like once she realized it, you kind of see her just like, oh.
Like I went 8 for 8. It was a perfect meet. I didn't pull my third deadlift. Like I was sandbagging for sure. But it was fun. But also like I'm just like, fuck man, it's fun to lose. Like at Shell Shock, that was the first meet I didn't win. I got second in my class. I also think second overall.
Second overall.
And like that was super fun. I don't mind losing, man. Like it's the same as Justin. Like I don't fucking take it personally. There's numbers I want to chase, but like I'm never discrediting someone because they're fucking stronger than me. I never understood the personal vendettas. It's like, man, who literally gives a shit? There's numbers I want. I don't attach a name to it though.
There's numbers that I want, exactly, like for my own personal feelings and goals. But like, this is the weirdest sport, and I'm going to use that word so loosely, sport, because this is the weirdest sport I've ever been. Like when I fought, right? If you have an issue with somebody and you guys are within a weight class or so, you can be like, hey, dude, like, I mean, we can fight about it. Yeah. And then I could beat your ass and it's fine. This is one of those sports. Hi, Bubba. What are you doing? Oh, yeah. Let me open your candy. This is one of those sports.
I do the same thing with Justin.
Say hi.
Hello. Hi.
Say hi to your quads.
Hi, T-Quads.
Hi, Alex.
Those are Daddy's friends as well. Tia Quads and then 2 of Daddy's friends. Oh, you got chocolate everywhere, bro. Oh, just eat it like that. Yep. Okay. Yep.
I love children.
All right. Go play. Go play. Daddy's podcasting. But in powerlifting, I've had people like, I've talked shit to be, weird.
Wild.
I've talked shit to people and they're like, "Well, your
That's
fucking
outside you.
bench sucks." I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
what's your point?" I mean, keep that same energy when you see me, homie. I'll slap the fucking taste out of your mouth.
But how interesting is that though? So many times we've seen it, and I think you posted about it, Chris. If you're beside me on this thing, you posted about it the other day where you're like, I don't know if it was you, but I saw somebody post something about like, y'all haven't been punched in the mouth in a while.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I post
And
that
it's like,
shit
and
a
it's
lot.
funny because like we had a little bit of a thing going on before the pro, and I was waiting for somebody to show up, and they're nowhere to be found on the day 3.
Of course.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, whatever. Like that's fine. Like you don't like we don't have to have a problem. There's like I don't got no problems. You know what I mean? Like I'm very easy to make amends with. Like if I have an issue with somebody, I'm more than willing to talk about it and make it work.
Powerlifting
right?
doesn't have
And if
to
I'm
be
fucking
personal.
wrong, listen, I've
No.
done this before. I pulled a group of lifters beside after a meet, been like, hey, you all fuckers squatted high for the last 2 years. I thought all of you were gonna bomb out. You guys came in here and fucking killed it. I'm eating my words right now. Good fucking work.
Yeah.
Right? There's no problem in doing that. You can have an opinion about somebody, have it be changed right in front of your face, and just eat it.
Yeah.
There's no ego in it.
It's fucking
know?
social media, and everybody's just hiding behind their
Bro.
keyboards.
Seriously,
And
no.
it's so easy to just talk all this shit. And then the other thing is nobody wants to take accountability for anything anymore.
Yeah.
That's the big fucking thing. Like nobody wants to take accountability. They want to talk shit. You prove them wrong, and then there's like, whatever, you suck anyway. And it's like, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Like it was funny because we had a couple people going after our coaches, Joe and Brianni, about how they don't know what they're doing and how they do it wrong. And so I fired off a fucking thing, and I'm like, yeah, so 132 pounds in 6 months, we did the wrong thing, right? 2298 pound total, that sucks, right? Like I'm doing this wrong. Like fuck, I did it again. I'm doing it wrong. It's like, no, man, like different coaches work for different people, different methods work for different people.
Exactly.
Like if I try to do, you know, what Phil Herndon does, I'd probably eject my spine, like what you guys said last podcast, through my ass. Right? That's what it would be. Like my spine to be on
I've
the
almost
floor,
done that.
right? Like the guy, the way he trains is fucking insane, and I adore it. I love it because it's like his light week, he just throws a multiply suit on and squats more than he did raw, and I'm like, you can fucking do that?
And that
I'll
works
squat
for him.
more.
And it's like, it doesn't, who the fuck is to say like, oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do
Well,
that.
that's like
Phil's one of the
Travis-
strongest dudes on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Go tell him
that's
he
like
shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Travis Rogers. That dude, his
Yeah.
volume.
Yes.
is
Oh, I
like,
love him.
he'll do volume and he's doing 6s. I'm like, wait, that's your volume?
Yeah.
My volume are 12s.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Because he only does like singles, doubles, and triples. But he's gone on his fucking story before and told people, he goes, listen, he goes, don't train like me. He goes, that's a
Yeah.
stupid fucking way to train. He goes, all I do is train heavy singles and doubles. He goes, but the reason I do that is because I've done that for years. It works for me, and I'm conditioned to that. He
Literally
goes,
just talked to Brianni about that tonight. Like that's what we're doing for my deadlift, because it's like, who the fuck says I have to do reps? Literally, it's a sport where you do 1 rep. And volume might work for other people, and that's great. They might be acclimated to it. Like, fine for them. But who the fuck, again, is it to say like, oh, you shouldn't do that? Or that doesn't work. It's like, it fucking does though. And volume works for some other people. It's not my fucking place to say it doesn't.
Well, and
volume
even
is great for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
I
go
do
even
tons of
further.
volume.
To go even further, if you look at it like cues, right? Like
Oh,
sometimes you have to like connect with a client, and what you're telling them is fucking contrary to what you want them to do, but it's the only way it's going to fucking click.
Yeah.
Facts.
Right? Or like
Yeah.
sometimes you have to get like real world with the cues. Like when I'm teaching somebody how to squat initially, I'm like, have you been camping? I'm like, yes, I have. Have you had to take a shit in the woods? Yes, you have. Okay, so imagine you're standing there, your pants around your ankles, take a shit and don't get it on your pants. Well, they break at the hips first.
Yeah.
They hit depth, right? Like it's exactly what they need. And sometimes that's what works. Not gonna
Yeah,
teach
but then
that
you're
on
going to have the
everyone.
influencer coach that says, oh, don't use this cue, it sucks.
Of course.
That one's stupid. That I think is fucking retarded.
Me
saying
too,
shit like,
man. It's like,
use
if
this
it works for the individual, again,
Yeah.
who the fuck are you to say that? Like, don't use
There's
this cue.
10
That cue doesn't
fucking
work.
cues for each thing. And I've told my clients too, if somebody else tells you a different cue
That
and
works.
that works for you,
Yeah.
great. Like
Yeah.
feel free to listen to others. Obviously run it by me.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
if somebody's saying something the complete opposite of me. But you know what I mean? Like feel free to fucking learn from others because we all fucking learn.
That's how we learn, you know, like how the fuck else do coaches learn? How else do athletes learn? Like I've had a few different coaches and I've learned something from all of them. And it's like,
yeah,
you have to be willing to learn and grow as a coach, as an athlete. And like, if your ego's too fucking big to say, oh, well, I can't listen to this person or they have nothing to teach me. Well, good luck.
Well, yeah, it's even funny because we look at our clients teach us shit when we're coaching them.
Totally.
You know, like we see what works for them and it's like, holy shit, okay, hold up. Like,
yeah,
I'm going to try that next section. Like, holy shit, that actually worked.
Yeah.
I've learned the most from like my fucked up clients that have like, you know, the most fucked up fucking hips and
totally
no external rotation, and I have to fucking come up with some wild ass shit for them.
Agreed. Yeah.
You know, like the guy that I don't even like see his videos. This one of my guys is about to total 2,100 at 230 pounds for his third meet ever.
Damn.
Raw.
Nice.
I don't ever see shit. He just out. I don't. There's nothing that I can learn from him except I'm just making sure he's fucking lifting.
Yeah.
That's all he's fucking doing. But the people that are like, I can't fucking pull over 4 because I cannot externally rotate any part of my fucking hips and legs.
And then you have to rack your brain to go, okay, how can I get this person in the best position? And again, that's the same thing. Like, you're not going to use the same cues for every client. There are some people that are just mobile, that are good athletes that just get it right away. And it's like, there are some people like me or like Karina, you started late too. Like you were over 30.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're 30 now. So like,
I'm 30 again.
But, you know, we started a little late in the game.
34.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like, that's a steep learning curve when it's like.
Oh, you're not 30?
No, I just turned 40.
Oh.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. But to be fair, I have been lifting since I was 17.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I never touched weights, and I've been benching 225 for reps since I was like 19.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I fucking just jumped in and went, all right, I'm gonna power lift. Like I'd been in the fucking gym forever.
But just competing and specificity 30. And stuff, like it's just keep turning 30.
Karina, I do have a question for you though about lifting. Because you and Alen are able to do something that I don't think Chris and I could do. And I don't know if it's a girls versus guys thing or what it is. But like when you look at the open powerlifting, you wrote a third attempt at 595.
Yeah.
I think any guy would have went 600.
Yeah. So
that was me and Hannah's choice.
Well, no. And what happened was the day before weigh-ins for that meet, I stepped off a curb and my meniscus completely compressed in my knee and I couldn't walk at all.
Jesus.
And Chris had to yank it out of the socket per my chiropractor. It was a whole
I think I remember something about this actually.
It was bad. It was really fucking bad. And I went into that meet. I was supposed to squat the 600. Yeah. And I went into it and I was like, we're going to see what happens. I didn't even tell my coach. I was like, there's no reason he's not there. Like nothing's going to change. Worst case, I'm going to lower my opener and I'm just going to have to take less. I was already fucking beat up with like an elbow injury. I had to take a fucking token 385 bench. But they were also being fucking wild on depth. And so my second one, I sunk way lower than I normally do. And I had like it was like 563 or something. And I had a small little sticking point and it got us all nervous. And I got in my head with my knee because I was barely fucking mobile at that point. So I was like, I know I can hit 595. And I felt like 6 I was just too much in my head about it. Okay. And I was like, and this was a money meet and a strategy meet.
It's smart.
So fair.
No, 595 was a perfect call for that day.
Yeah.
Justin just laughs because like he always has to round up. He's like, the nice round number. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm taking the safe call.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Like I'm like, because I'm looking at it, it's like 595, 396.
Oh, see,
she would have had 402 that day, which stats.
I fought Brandon for 396 because he told me 391 and he goes, on a perfect day, I do believe you have 402. But again, this was my first pro meet back after my knee, my patella was dislocated. Yeah. And I had done like a tune-up meet or whatever, but my prep was phenomenal. And this was the showdown again, money, you know,
Fair.
big things on the line. And so he was like 391. He's like, I do believe you have 402 on a perfect day. And I was like, I want 396.
Me
and he was
little.
like, and Brandon said, whatever Brandon says, I will do. I have never, ever argued a single thing with him because I do put all my fucking trust in him. But I was like, look,
that's how it should
and
be.
I think that's probably why he was like, okay, because I've never argued with him. And I was like, look, I have it. And so he was like, okay, then
That's
let me change your
baller,
second
dude.
attempt. Let's bump it up a little. And if that moves, I'll let you go 396. But I'm going to make the call because he was there.
Yeah.
I blew 374 off my chest faster than anything I've ever done in my life. And he about shit his pants. And we were all sure he was going to pick 402, but he put 396 on there.
Well, that's good for you because I would have had my second attempt only and missed my third probably. I would have rounded up. I would have rounded up hard. Because like even like when we were looking at my second attempt squat number, I'd like put my hand on 948. And I'm like here. And then I walked away, but I got my finger on the thing. I'm like, no, fuck it. I literally said to the guys, I'm like, my balls are too big. Go 953. And as I walked away, I'm like, fuck.
We would have anyway. Joe and I both called 953.
Yeah. Well, you can even see on the one video from the back, like from the audience, like Alen knew on the way down that I had it. Like when I hit like the midpoint, she'd already stand up and started celebrating. And Joe's like looking up at her like, what the fuck?
I said, yeah, it's fine. I can just walk away like it's fine. He'll finish later. It's fine.
Yeah.
The other thing though, like, so obviously I'm 40 and I've battled some major injuries, and I do believe that my time at the very, very top is limited. So I want to be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very strategic in that. And I know that Brandon is also doing the same, because we both are in agreement that I probably have one, maybe two meets at the very, very top, just because I'm 40. Yeah, I'm strong as fuck. Yeah. I'm going to be stronger than all the master bitches anyway. Yeah. But at what cost?
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
Fair.
Drugs.
Well, yeah.
Lots of them.
I mean, yeah.
Tons. Way more than we've ever done. But you never have.
Natty. I don't know
You're
what
natty.
you're talking about.
Yeah, same.
We've never done drugs. We don't do it.
We're all natty here.
Yeah. Oh wait. Speaking of which, I still got a pin today.
Man, I remember at nationals when they were talking, because I attempted 303 bench. That's a whole stupid fucking story. It was always the plan going on my third, and I was like, fuck it, just load it. Yeah. And I remember on the live stream, whoever was fucking commentating, I think it was Ashley, and she said something, especially for a drug tested lifter, and I was like, oh bitch, you're sweet. That's not me though. That's not like me though.
You think these arms are natural? Come on now.
It's so bad. I felt so bad. I was just like, I understand like they were mixed, tested and untested, but I was like, do I suck that bad?
You didn't smell like a drug tested lifter that day.
True.
I can't smell anymore. I'm sad. I miss that T&E smell.
Oh man, it was. I definitely smelled something.
Maybe one day for me, but not now, not anytime soon.
Yeah.
I remember
that'll be my next meet whenever I come back.
There you go.
T&E.
Well, yeah, it's, you know what, I did a meet when James Searcy squatted 1,058 at the RPS meet in Ohio in 2018. That was my last meet before I took a 4-year break. Somebody at the meet and one of my handlers gave me a 5 mil syringe of methyltren and a 5 mil syringe of T&E before my deadlifts. And I took them both at the same time, and it was just like I smell like I smell metal. And like before the needle was out, I was like, I wanted to fight so damn bad. And it was just like I wanted to go. God. Like I wanted to fight. And like my guys like keeping me away from people like in a corner, because I used to be that loose cannon, and they're like, fuck. We used to bring 3 or 4 guys just to keep people away from me in case I lashed out. So I'm a nice guy, but like when you're crank full of that shit, you're hormonal and you don't fucking have any regulation because you're an idiot, stupid shit might happen. So that they would keep people away from me like in a corner. I'm like sitting there just like smashing my head off the wall. And after my last deadlift, James Searcy's dad, who I thought was his brother because they look the same age, comes up to me and shakes my hand. He's like, you, son, are the craziest white boy I've ever seen. Thank you, sir. Have a nice
What a
day.
great
Like,
He's like,
compliment.
that's not a
nice.
compliment.
I'm like,
Wait, so you took a 4-year break?
Yeah.
Why?
And disclaimer, he's on far less now. I think we need to.
Yeah,
make
which is
that
I think
known.
we
Oh,
talked about
when we move on to questions, that was actually one of the questions I got. So we'll get into that in a minute
Okay.
here.
All right.
okay.
I took a 4-year break because of that drug abuse, to be honest. I wasn't a
Okay.
very nice person. There's a reason why I am an ex-husband. Because I wasn't a good person, to be honest. And I didn't do anything like shady or anything like that, but just like I wasn't good with emotional regulation. You know, men, we don't talk about our feelings and all that type of stupid shit. And I just, yep. And you know, I just got it ate me up inside. And you know, after that meet, you know, my ex-wife said, "Listen, it's me or lift him." And at the time, it was a very, very easy decision. And I left, and then I started doing Muay Thai. And the day we found out we were expecting my little angel Elizabeth Ellie, as soon as I saw the test, I just thought of this. I can't say his name for a couple reasons, but I thought
That's
of
fine.
my one training partner who was missing knuckles and had a 3-second speech delay, who was a heavyweight. And I'm just like, this guy was like a world bare knuckle boxing champ, like super heavyweight. And I'm like, I don't want my kids seeing me like that. And so I just like called the gym. I'm like, cancel my membership. I'm done. And I started lifting, and I posted like a story of me lifting in like just like a generic gym here. And I was sponsored by Cerberus before I had left. And I got a message from Lance, which is why I'll never leave Cerberus. It was like, hey man, I don't know what your intention is with the barbell, but as long as you're in the gym, you're one of my athletes. And he just like sent me all the shit that he knew I gave away. And so I just started training a little bit more and more and more. And then I didn't have Instagram at the time because it was like a draw for me to come back. And my ex-wife showed me a picture of a guy basically saying, if you want to compete with the best powerlifter in Canada, I'll be at this meet. So I literally got Instagram back to shit talk, and I'm like, have you already forgotten who the fuck I am? And I press send, and all of a sudden I'm like, fuck, I'm back. So, and then that was right during COVID, so we had a couple of meets get canceled. But like one of my like COVID meets, I came back. So when I did the WPC Worlds as a junior, I was 236 at 23 years old. I totaled 1934, and I was like, I need to beat that. I was like, I went out for breakfast before the mock meet. I'm like, I need to beat that. I was in sleeves, no belt, came back in, totaled like 1965, and I'm like, okay, we can make a run at this, right? And so then I ended up coming back, and it's been fucking full gas since. Well, maybe half gas, I guess now. But yeah. But
A drug abuse sounds like to me, and you weren't abusing drugs. Sound like to me you were being a winner.
no, I was a piece of shit. I was a piece of drugs. Like straight up, one of the things that Dan Bell actually really drilled in my head, not that I listened to him at the time, but I can be reflective of it, was he knew how much I was on because I told him, and he was like, you're gonna fucking kill yourself. And then like a week later, I was at a meet and my whole body went into lock, and I got sent away. Like I listen, like a winner, I finished the deadlift, but I got to the top. I got to the top, and like we estimated my top range was like 740, and I was going head to head with the guy in wraps and all this sort of stuff. Long story short, I'm like, I don't want to do my last pull. My body's already cramping up. I don't feel good. And then my coach is like, I just bumped your deadlift to 765. You pull this, you beat him, and you take my record. And I'm like, let's go. So I'm like approaching the bar, and I can't straighten my legs because I'm in a cramp. And I look at the head judge, and I'm like, get ready to call 911. And I like grab the bar, I deadlift, I get to the top, my whole body just locked. It was the stiffest lockout I've ever had in my life. But then I was like staying there and I couldn't let go, and I'm like, how the fuck do I get out of this? Because I don't want to drop the bar. So I just like threw my head forward and like got the bar to the ground. I was stuck there for like an hour on the ground with him trying to like massage and shit. And I was supposed to be held overnight in the hospital, but I'm like, fuck that, I'm leaving. But yeah, like that's what fucking severe drug abuse looks like, and it was fucking shit. And now I'm like on a tenth of what I was. I'm like 3 times as strong. So go figure.
Nobody listened to Chris.
Yeah.
I don't actually do drugs like this. I just, if you guys are dumb enough to listen to me, you're fucking retarded.
Yeah, fair, honestly.
Well, all right, now we can get into that. So I got a couple of questions. First off, we'll start with I got one serious one and one not so serious one. So the not so serious one, and I'll let you both answer. What is the best protein for a cheese quesadilla? best
Chicken.
protein for in your cheese quesadilla?
Chicken? Because it is.
I don't know. This is your own personal opinion. It was a dumbass question, but I'm gonna
Chicken or
stand.
steak?
I'm
Chicken
gonna,
or
I'm
steak?
gonna have it.
Chicken and
Yeah, I was
steak. If
gonna
I'm
say steak.
choosing, if I'm making it up, it's chicken and steak.
I was gonna say steak.
Steak. Steak's the only fucking way to go.
Yeah.
No, okay. Now the real question.
With mayo as a dipping sauce.
What the fuck did you just say?
No, not mayo. I'm thinking sour cream. Sorry, the white. You know what I'm saying.
Okay.
The white
I was
stuff.
like, the white stuff. I can muster up some white stuff for you if you want.
I'll think
Okay.
that was definitely a quesadilla, though, man.
You did say protein. I don't know if that's a thing, but
All right, so the
sour
next question
cream,
I
yes.
got.
sour cream,
Sour
not
cream,
mayo.
yes.
I was like,
No
how
mayo.
white are we?
Yeah, how white are
I
we?
was checking my
Spicy.
whiteness.
So the next question I got, one of my buddies asked, he wants to know, obviously you work with Joe, right? Who works with Jake. Jake is known to say that, less is a lot more. But he said he knows somebody that works with Jake, and he's like, he is certainly not taking less. So he wants to know what is quote unquote low for you? Like,
Yeah.
what is like this? So this last prep, what were you running this last prep?
I'll pull it up. Give me a second.
While he does that, I will say too, like, I think we have to look at first, like, is this person a power lifter?
Yeah.
So
this friend that asked the question is a power lifter, yes.
And so the person that is working with Jake is also a power lifter?
I can only assume so.
Just
But
because I know he
obviously,
works with a lot of bodybuilders as well. And I would say, like,
so many fucking people.
because I did a couple shows, like I started in physique before I even came to powerlifting, and like part of the reason I discontinued was like, number one, I'm not built for it. I have zero torso and like so much extra skin from weight loss, and like I like bodybuilding. I think it's fucking cool. I love being on stage, but it's like if I want to do well, I can't. I got to do a lot of shit, including more surgery, like more skin removal, and a lot more drugs to get conditioned. The hard work was fine. I like it. I kind of like the suffering. But that's my first question, though, with this person is like, are they a bodybuilder or a powerlifter? Because I know from experiential, knowledge, whatever, that I'm on way less now in powerlifting.
Oh, yeah.
Way less than I was when I was bodybuilding.
I'm not sure. The person that he knows that's working with Jake, I have no idea what they do. It was, in the question box. But the main question is, what is your low dose, basically, where did you do your last prep?
So let's go back a little bit. So
Leave out real quick. Leave out how much you were doing, particularly, just so we don't get in trouble or shit like that. Anybody like practicing your cycle, but
yeah. So once again, one disclaimer I do have: if you're not 21, stay the fuck away from steroids.
23
even. Like, you've not worked hard enough.
If someone's thinking about it at 18, they're not waiting till 25.
No, that's just it. Like, you haven't done enough work. You haven't fucking trained hard enough. You're wasting good years fucking taking that shit. And I will tell you, at that age, when your brain's not fully formed, you're going to fuck your life up. Like, good luck. So for me, what I did last cycle, so in the off season, I was running anywhere from 350 to 500 tests. And then that was basically all I was on for the longest amount of time. Now, to be completely honest with you, like, we run a coaching business, and we help a lot of people out month to month, where if they can't, fully do it that month, we'll say, don't worry about this month, like, we'll get you back next month. So I wasn't able to use like the things like the glutathione that they were like recommending, and they don't force it on you. Like, hey, this is what this does for us. If you want to do it, great. If you don't, that's fine too. Like, they're totally cool with that. But like, that's all I was running. And then when it came time for the meet, I don't actually have it up in front of me, so I believe it was about 800 tests.
Hey, no amounts.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just don't want anybody fucking
copying a cycle.
Long story short, it was just a mild amount of test, a little bit of NPP, and I forget the other thing. There's something else.
Any trend for this meet at all?
EQ and then trend at the end.
You know what I did for the last 3 weeks? Really? For the last 3 weeks, and that was it. And to be honest with you, like, you guys want it, like, Garrett made a big deal about it. You guys want to talk about, athletic maturity. That's because I had my fucking wits about me on the day. I wasn't ram full of shit. I was on barely any orals.
Yeah.
If I was like super nervous, I would take like, you know, some very small amount of halo before the day. And that wasn't what Joe told me to do. That was like a me thing because I was scared because I didn't have that confidence. Because once again, this is a brand new training method. I'm doing fucking assault bikes and fucking med ball throws. And I'm looking at, I've been doing this. There's 2 meets that aren't on open powerlifting. I've been doing this for a decade now. I have never trained like this. And the most beautiful thing, geez, I just got a question that Karina's going to laugh for. Anyways, Pat McGuire just sent a question in. Anyways, like one of the things for me was like, this is fucking so new. And one of the coolest things is the guy I just said, Pat McGuire, it was also his first meet with them. So we were able to like not commiserate, but be like, what the fuck is going on?
It's different.
Right? And then when we show up to the meet and we're like, oh, we did better than we've ever done. And Pat did it at a 40-pound body weight less. It's like, holy fucking shit. Like this works and I'm healthy. And my blood pressure was like 130 over 50. And my resting heart rate was in the low 50s. Like I feel amazing. And I remember saying to Joe, I'm like, as much as I love this sport and as much as I'll say like I'll die for it, there's one thing that I will not fuck around with. Like I'm gonna be around for my daughter.
Facts.
Like I'm gonna be around for my daughter. She's gonna see me. I'm gonna be like, she's stuck with me. Like I'm not going anywhere. And if I kept on the path I was on before Joe, I don't know.
That was also too, like when we got together, I don't think it was something Justin was used to, but it's like most dudes, doesn't want to do his own shots. And I was like,
Cams.
You want to do how much? Like I know what is a lot. And so that was something that I was like, fuck no. Like I'm number one, I'm not gonna stick around if there is more than this. You know what I mean? He told me what he used to be on, and I was like, I know that that's a lot. Like I know not a lot of girls would, right? But like if you're a competitor, especially untested, blah, 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 you kind of know. And I was like, that's a lot. Like you're not doing that much again. You know what I mean? Like that was a kind of a hard line for me that I was like, no. Like also, it's excessive.
First across the country. I moved across the country. You're not fucking us up with too much drugs.
He promised me 1,000-pound squat, and I'm still waiting. So.
That'll happen. Well, and the other thing too for me, like that I genuinely appreciate about Joe and Brianni. Joe's my coach. Brianni's like my angry stepmom. I had her as my back screen with her crazy eyes from the meet, and it said "Follow your fucking meal plan," or "Follow your meal plan, dipshit," or something on it, because she scares me. But like the one thing I do genuinely appreciate about them, and like this is where like that stand efforting mentality of like your exercise science degree means nothing to a bar load with 800 pounds. Where I take this to heart is to actually be able to look your coach dead in the eye, or your coach's spouse, or like 4 other fucking athletes, and be like, y'all are world record holders.
Yeah.
You guys are all doing this. You're all like healthy or getting healthy. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, this is really cool to see, because for the longest time we had, what did we have? We had power bellies.
Yeah.
Right? We had what I was doing, which is just substance abuse.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was cool. Right? And now what's cool is like, hey, the best powerlifters in the world don't have a fucking keg.
And finishing meets in fucking an hour and a half, 2 hours. Like
even me, it was funny because I was looking at myself in the meet and I'm like, am I the fat guy on stage now? I'm sitting in between Ed Blair and Chad Pence. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm moving. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna sit with Pat. You know, like fuck you guys. Get away from me. You know?
Ed's jacked as fuck.
Yeah. That dude doesn't make sense.
Once again,
he's so nice.
nice.
But Ed needs to use his insurance. Ed has some of the worst gyno I've seen. Like Ed needs to get his fucking gyno taken care of. Like damn, bro. Other than that, Ed's got some big motherfucking arms.
He's a big dude. Like he's super jacked. He's so nice too, man.
For 220, he's jacked as fuck. Yeah. Also, his comeback and shit is
for any body weight.
I know he's jacked as shit.
Yeah.
No, it's just one of those things where it's like I now have coaches who I can look in the eye and say, hey, I've been here. I know what to do. We're good. Right. Mm-hmm. And I will say, coming from a level like beyond even what Scott Mendelson would run, like my fucking kidney shut down. Right? Think about it, right? Like, so to be at that level, and then the difficulty that you have now is like, oh, I'm doing better. Oh, so I totaled, X, I'm X plus 50. So if I was X plus 50 on my total and I took this much, I should now take this much. And it becomes this pissing race of more and more.
But it worked. Why would you go up? It worked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just it.
Why are you starting the next cycle with a higher amount when the last cycle fucking worked?
Yeah, like to give you an idea, this cycle, my peak cycle was half of what my cruising cycle was before.
Jesus Christ.
And that's why, like, Joe's going to see this and be like, I'm going to get a fucking angry message probably.
That's
but
all
like,
right.
when I was nervous on a day, I would take a Halo. And it wasn't even like it was probably do anything for me. I was just like, what the fuck am I lifting today? Like, holy shit.
Your nervous stuff.
Yeah, that's
a
mental
nervous
thing.
habit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that I've
Or
done
you
it,
think you need it
back,
because you've relied on it in the past. You know?
For so long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any? You got a couple of questions, right, Karina?
Yeah. I mean, you pretty much answered. One of them was like, how long have you been lifting? And you've said you've been competing over a decade.
Yeah. I'm a
What about
veteran
you?
now. I fucking hate this.
Ellen, how long have you been lifting?
My first meet was in 2017.
Me too.
Yay! I did a physique show 2016, and then like that was in October, and then I immediately jumped into prep and did my first meet January of 2017.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
I did September because I was almost dead at the end of 2016 from meningitis.
Oh fuck.
So it took me until fucking September to get to the
Damn.
platform, but you know,
That's wild.
did all right. And then somebody asked, what's the next goal?
1K squad. It's gotta be, right?
Well, not next. I think that's his like next big one. But
No, for me, my first total, which is a non-open powerlifting because I'm that fucking old now. I hate this. I'm talking to these young guys. And they're like, you're a veteran. I'm like, eat my ass. I'm like, fuck you. I'll turf your ass. Right? But my first total was 1545. And that's my goal for Ghost is my subtotal.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Oh shit, okay.
And then I've told you, Chris, but I'm not gonna say it on here. I'll tell you after.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming after something. We're trying to fix my deadlift, and that's gonna be nasty. If that works, fuck, it's game over at that point. I have like really ambitious goals. Like, to be brutally honest with you, my first Ghost, I didn't eat for a month. I came in like 30 pounds light because I didn't eat. I had no strength. My last 70 squat was a shit show, and I'm like, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of Dan Bell. Even though he's like, my third attempt is 150 pounds less than his opener on every lift. I'm like, I'm going toe to Dan Bell. Like, I'm going to kick his ass, right? And I feel like you need to have that type of mentality where it's like, this
lofty
is my fucking
goals
show. Like, this is my fucking show. Like, come at me, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, to be brutally honest with you, like in the offseason, I'm like, I'm going to squat 1,000. I'm going to squat 1,013. I'm going to bench fucking 585. And I'm going to pull 881. Fuck everybody. I'm taking the world record. Right?
Yeah.
And as the peak came in, I realized that was a little bit ambitious.
That's okay.
By a couple hundred pounds.
There's other meets.
It was so cool. I was so
fuck it.
proud because it was like, hey, you know what? Like, I've matured as a lifter. I'm a lot easier to be around in the gym. And like some of the gym owners even said that, you know what I mean? Because I have a little bit of a head case from time to time. And to come in and say, okay, I've done all these things better. My personal life's much better. I got absolutely bombshell of a wife. Like, I'm doing shit right. Like 132 pounds of my total. What else do I fucking want? Anything more than that, I'm just greedy. You know?
8-inch dick.
Well, have you seen so here's the issue though, is I got this deal sent to me and it was like, do you want to squat 1,000 pounds, but your dick's going to be 3 inches? And I'm like, fuck yeah, 1,000 pound squat and 2 inches on my dick. Of course. Of course I want that.
Facts. Fucking facts. I mean, listen, man. I'll take it all. Are you telling me I'm gonna gain something and fucking get 1,000 pound squat? Fuck.
I thought it was too good to be true.
That's the moment that Ellen was like, I should have just kept him, never have introduced them. They're the same people.
That's exactly it.
I was like, you keep stealing all my friends, dude. Like,
that's fucking funny.
The next goal is another 100 pounds on my total though.
Oh,
and I don't think it's that unrealistic, to be honest, because
No.
Like I said, this is the first time Joe and I have done a peak together. And I was never healthier or stronger in an off season. And just like when it kind of came time to peak in, he peaks differently than I've peaked in the past. And I was like, this is my first time with you. I'm listening to it. Let's go. At about 6 weeks out, I'm like, there's something up with my bench. We got to get some heavier implements on my bench. and then I just didn't have the heavy stimulus I was used to having, because I am a head case when I get time to deadlift from time to time, and I wasn't able to hold a position. So while I was able to rep 795 out for 3, I failed 837. Right, so like that's a positional issue. So for me, it's like, you know, like to say like I have pulled 840 in the gym, right? I definitely can bench like even this, and this is my bullshit meter. Garrett Fear said I should have went for 562 on my third bench, right? So it's like he's usually right. I know. Anyways, and then my squat, I'm like, I want like 975. I think it was like 565 or 575 gets me that total. And then like an 838 to 848 deadlift gives me 2,400. And that's all like within the realm of possibility, I think.
Yeah.
But Helene has a cooler goal. So go ask her.
What's your goal?
Well, my nationals didn't go well for me at all.
No, it was not your
I don't
best
think
meet.
anyone had a good time at nationals.
Dude.
You included. You were dead.
So I need a redemption meet. I've done better at every meet, like in some capacity. Like there was like last year when I did Shell Shock was my first meet back at 165. It's probably since my first meet, honestly. And that was the best dots to date. And then I did my first raw meet in March when I got here. Like I said, 8 for 8 total, just 500 kilos was all I wanted. I walked off like it was a perfect meet. And then nationals, I just like, it wasn't a great prep. Like there's a lot of new stuff coming in. I just got my back injury diagnosed finally correctly last year. Like it's actually just a year now. My L4, L5 were herniated, which like I know, typical powerlifting injury, but I kept competing without a proper diagnosis. Like it was always, oh, it's your glute, it's your hamstring, it's your QL, it's your abs or your glutes or whatever the fuck every physio, massage, whatever says. So I finally went to go see Justin's chiro when I moved here because I was just in, honestly, just agony. And I was just used to it. Like it's one of the, like I'm that stubborn fucking don't bug anyone with my problems type of idiot.
Jeez,
and
Fred.
like, so he finally, like he forced me to go. Because I knew the next thing was imaging. Like I had tingling and numbness and like shooting pain down to my, like it's on my left side. So like it was all the way down to my toe. And I was like, ooh, it's nerves. That sucks. So honestly, jiu-jitsu made it way worse. So I have not been on the mats in a year and a half, which fucking sucks, dude. But like, I only have, same as Karina, right? Like I only have a few more years left, I think, to be really competitive. And like, not that I am, but I know what I've got, and like 13 is the end goal. So I've only got a few more years left, I think. So anyway, I really shit the bed at nationals. It was definitely my worst meet. I went backwards. Like I totaled like 40 kilos less than what I was anticipating after my last meet. Like I was like, hey, I can hit 12 at this meet. Like I totaled 11 in sleeves with 8 attempts and like lots left in the tank on both bench and deadlift. So I really wanted to bench 3. That's where that like taking 303 as my third attempt came in. I missed my opener on a technicality. They said my butt came off on the way down, which I've never seen, which I still just laugh about. Like, hey, I trust the judges. It is what it is. I've never seen that happen, but like, fucking whatever.
I saw it, so it's like whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I've never seen that call on the way down before.
Whatever. I took my opener again on my second, and then I was like, what the fuck are we doing? I already fucked up squats. I'm already only 1 for 3. Let's just YOLO. So I took 303 on my second, took it to my chest, really controlled. And then I was like, I'm literally, you know, when you're benching and you're like, I have time to think about everything. And I'm here. I could maybe get this up if I heave and my ass will totally fucking come off, but then I'm fried for deadlifts. I'm just thinking about this on the pause and I'm like, nah. So I left it. And
it was a really good boomerang video.
I had to feel it, you know, and I'm really happy I did because like I wasn't going to PR anyway. I wasn't going to go 292. So fuck it.
Yeah. I
went 4 for 9 that meet, shit the bed. It's fine. It was fun. But now, because I am not superstitious, but after this meet I am. So at Shell Shock, like I said, it was my worst squat meet. So that was my first meet back at 165. Squats just weren't there on the day. I squatted high in wraps, which had never happened. I've never been called for depth ever. So I missed. I honestly think it's my back injury. So anyway, we've worked a lot on my squat, like a lot on my squat. So that's 2 meets in a row, 165 in wraps. And I'm like, listen, I'm not fucking doing 165 in reps anymore. I'm staying at 181. Me and Brie agreed. I'm just going to be a big girl, go in at like 170 in the 181 class. And just if I'm going to stay in reps, that's it. If I go in sleeves, maybe I'll go back down to 165. But like, also like, I'm bigger. I'm a lot fucking bigger now. And like,
Tell them what you're
easily
going to bench.
I want to bench 303, 308, 314. I don't give a shit.
405, just load it.
I have the best at
405, just load it.
Yeah.
But I wanna add that. Like I really want 303. I've been chasing it for a bit, so that's my number one goal. But the main thing, honestly, like I'm known as a big bencher, which is frustrating because it's like, man, I still squat. Like I squat a 418 in sleeves. Like my squat doesn't fucking suck, bro. Like okay, I have a subtotal. I fully admit it. But like right. So a 200 kilo squat, a 300 bench, and honestly, the thing is like my deadlift is creeping up. Brie has put a lot of work in. My back is getting healthy. I feel very confident about it. The last two meets, like I said, I walked off after my second attempt. I think it was like 391, 396. I just pull what I have to for my total.
Yeah.
But I easily had, same thing. I have 400 pounds on the worst day. Like I know that. And that's not shit. I know it's not compared to 5 or 6 anymore. You know what women are pulling out.
Great.
But I like it's coming up. And same thing at nationals. Like I had way more strength, but I missed my second because my foot. I decided to take the weight for a walk on my second. Foot slipped out a little bit. I was just like, hey, let's just take it for a stroll. It just moves.
We're taking this to the warm up room. Let's go.
So I'd like 200 kilos for each, and then a 300 bench.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and that's gonna be at the Pro-Am meet that
the women's Pro-Am in Ohio.
Laura Phillips is doing. So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
So Ghost Clash for you, Pro-Am for you.
Yeah, well, I am making a quick stop off to compete in Ontario February 3rd as a tune-up meet, just to run my bench back and my deadlift back. Because like I said, I think we're cooking something a little bit nasty right now. I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited. And I mean, to give you an idea of my goals, whoever's nice enough to ask that question, I'm bringing my daughter to the next American Pro.
Hell yeah.
She's coming to see something.
Go.
So
hell yeah.
We're both gonna be there too. So
yeah.
Nice.
I'll be competing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Karina's making her comeback, and she doesn't compete without me there. So
of course.
Yeah.
That's just how.
Yeah.
How dare
Well,
she?
you need your sugar baby. So.
Yeah, always.
Goddamn right.
We're over an
other
hour.
than
We're
that,
like
guys.
20.
Well, now tell all your fucking Canadian friends to subscribe. Filthy Quads podcast. Come watch your shit. All right. Otherwise, we're not letting any of you fuckers back over the border. All right.
Yeah, man.
We're calling fucking Trump and saying shut that shit down.
Yeah, build the wall, man.
Because
we built the wall. We can't pay for it. We're broke.
Do you guys want to plug anybody, any sponsors, anything?
Yeah, I could do that. So first off, the one that's been with us the longest, Cerberus Strength. I signed with them in 2017. Dude, just the type of guy that owned it in Canada, Lance the Valley. Super great dude. Just genuinely always wants the best. Like everybody loves Lance. He's the best. And over the years, their equipment's gotten better and better and better. I personally use their extreme knee wraps and wrist wraps. I have their belts. I got fucking everything. I'm surprised I'm not wearing Cerberus right now. Oh, I just got this shirt today. Which brings me to the second sponsor, which is Bacon and Barbells.
Oh yeah.
Right?
fuck
Yeah, Bacon Barbells, Jordy and Lucy are just incredible people. They just want the best of sport and want to watch it grow. Even though Jordy's not even lifting anymore.
Yeah, Jordy goes way back. Like Jordy's an OG in powerlifting.
I remember watching him at 220 front squat, 6 plates for reps, and just being like, "What the fuck is this?" And beyond that, like we have one of my personal sponsors, Tim Walsh of Vanilla Gorilla Nutrition. Been with him for a while now. Absolutely. Oh my God, fantastic. Apex Barbell Club. They let us train there. They're really good people there. And
so with Cerberus, well, you can't use it in the States. Although, wait, they will honor it. They'll honor it. So the code is full Zottl 10.
Okay.
And then Bacon and Barbells, anyone can order. Our code is Team Zottl. I had to think about that.
Got it.
And
cool.
then the last one.
Plug your Instagrams as well.
Our Instagrams. So our team coaching page. Our team coaching page. You can hit us up there. It's
Team Zottl.
That mine is full Zottl because you can't say full retard.
You can't have it on here though.
and
This
Queen
is
of
so
Mean
strange.
with an underscore at the end. Because
Queen of Me.
Here, hold
I
on.
love
someone
it.
stole it. Like, who the fuck?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Say hi and say bye. All right, sign us off, dude. Say that's it for Filthy Quads. Thanks for coming.
That's it for City Cause. Thank you.
Aw,
Thanks, buddy.
yes. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you guys so much for coming
That was
on.
fun.
It was
Pleasure.
awesome.
All right, just I'm about to message you. Love you guys. Thank you
Love
guys
you,
for coming
man.
on.
Bye.
Wow.
Bye.